Peace and blessings. What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Today's I'm gonna be reading Daniel chapter 2. I might read the whole chapter, I ain't even gonna lie to you. And it's from 1 to 49. It's a pretty long one. But it's worth it because it's about Nebuchadnezzar, right? Remember, Nebuchadnezzar was the great king of Babylon. That he was not a joke. There was one king that was slew other kings, you know. So, and he was the one that made everybody worship him. So you know he's no joke. So this is gonna be one interesting story. Okay, let's go. And the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled and his sleep brake from him. Then the king, for those that don't know, is Daniel chapter 2 from 1 to 49. Verse 2, let's go. Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans to show the king his dream. So they came and stood before the king. So the king had a dream and no one knew how to interpret it. So he called all the wise men of Babylon from all around and throughout the land, even magicians, even astrologers and Chaldeans. And he asked them if they could interpret the dream. And this is what they said. And the king said unto them, I have a dream. I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Excuse my voice, guys. Verse 4, then spake the Chaldeans to the king of Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretations. So that's what the Chaldeans and all the servants told King Nebuchadnezzar. So verse 5, the king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. So the king is saying, the dream is gone from him. So let's go. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dungeon. So Nebuchadnezzar saying to all the great men that come before him. So you see, this king wasn't an easy king, no joke. And he said if they can't interpret the dream without him telling them, they're going to be cut in pieces and their houses is going to become dungeons. So these people was in fear because he mean what he said. Okay, verse 6. But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive me. But this is what Nebuchadnezzar said to them. But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. They answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will show the interpretations of it. The king answered and said, I know of certainly certainty that ye would gain the time, because ye see the things is gone from me. But if ye will not make known unto me the dream, therefore there is, but verse 9 again. Y'all could follow along with me if you wish. But if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you. For ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, till the time be changed. Therefore tell me the dream, and I shall know that ye can show me the interpretation thereof. The Chaldeans answered before the king and said, There is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matters. The king matter. Therefore is no king, lord, nor ruler that asks such things of any magician or astrologer or Chaldeans. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. So all the best men that Nebuchadnezzar had is telling him that there's no man, no king, no flesh that could interpret his dream without hearing it, you know. So that was verse 11. Now verse 12. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. So now they got the king upset, because none of them couldn't help him, you know, and he want to know. But this is, you're going to see how it play out. Verse 13. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arach, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arach, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? That's what Daniel said to Arach. Why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arach made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would show the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah and Mishael and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercy of the God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the season. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desire of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. So God revealed it to Daniel in a vision. Verse 24, Therefore Daniel went in unto Arach, which was the king's guard, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. Excuse me. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation. Then Arach brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captive of Judah, that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, Art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king, and said, The secret which the king has demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, and the magicians, the soothsayers, show unto the king. So let me read that again, verse 27. Daniel answered in the presence of the king, said, The secret which the king has demanded cannot the wise astrologers and the magicians and the soothsayers show unto the king, but there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets. So Daniel is telling him that God revealed it to him. And all the greatest man Nebuchadnezzar had, none of them could interpret it. So you see how powerful God is. And this was a man that was having people worship him. And look how this play out. Verse 28. But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and make it known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the later days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into my mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets make it known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom, that I have more than any living, but for their sake that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, and his breast and arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet of iron, and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hand, which smote the image upon his feet. That were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. So thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, and were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. So there was a stone that destroyed the same image that Nebuchadnezzar saw in the dream, but he couldn't remember the dream, so he needed Daniel to interpret the dream. And by Daniel mentioning it to him, everything started to come back to him. You know, it happens to us too. Sometimes we'll have dreams and we don't remember the dreams, and then it's shocking if somebody come out of nowhere, or if the dreams start to play out in reality. You like, damn, no, everything coming back to sense, because no, you had the vision but you didn't remember it, and as it play out, everything come back to you. Okay, verse 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and become like the shaft of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. Verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. So now Daniel broke down the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. Now he's about to interpret that very dream. Okay, verse 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of the heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And whosoever the children of men dwell, and wheresoever, let me back to 37. I'm sorry, guys. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, and the beasts of the field, and the fowl of the heavens, has given into thine hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art his head of gold. Thou art his head of gold. So King Nebuchadnezzar represent the head. which was made of pure gold. That was on the image that got destroyed. Okay, verse 39. And after thee shall arise another king inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. So each part of this image represents a kingdom. Okay, so and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. So the feet was made of clay and iron, and that was also representing a kingdom. The kingdom shall be divided. So the feet that represent a kingdom is a kingdom that was divided. That's why it have half clay and half iron. So it's just an interpretation of division. But there shall be in it. Let me read over 41. Whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, a part of potter's clay and a part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with merry clay, verse 42, and as the toe of the feet were part of the iron and part of the clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. So you see, clay is easy to destroy, but iron is not so easy. So it represents that partly of the kingdom shall be strong and partly of it shall be broken. So verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with the merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Even as iron is not mixed with clay, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set upon a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Okay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set upon a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So God, I tell them that in this very dream, it also interpret that God's kingdom is going to reign over man kingdom. Okay, you see how the same way King Nebuchadnezzar was so powerful that him called for the best man, all the magicians, all the astrologers, and all the Chaldeans, and all these great men he summoned before him couldn't even tell him what to do. So that's just to show you how useless men are. And we always think that we could come up and oppose God. And look, they needed God, the word. It's not me, it's the word. And they needed the word to show them the truth and to interpret the thing for them, because their little brain couldn't comprehend certain things. Nebuchadnezzar was so great, and he ended up yielding to God after, because God humbled him. Couple of times God show him certain stuff. See, there's a couple of men that God see something. If God sees something in you and keep showing you certain things, because you know, like eventually you going to see and you going to say, you know what, this is real, you know what I'm saying? Because even with Ramses II, God showed him everything when it come to Moses. God could have just freed up the people, but he wanted to show them his power. The same thing with the cloud parting the sea and with the fire that come down from heaven. Even with Elijah too. And now even with Nebuchadnezzar, when he got the fire super hot to kill those 3 Hebrew boys and they didn't die, because God intervened. And they was willing too. They said whether God intervened or not, our answer still remains the same. And God see that they had such courage and faith, and God intervened. Because God do what God wants to do. That's one thing, you know. God have a sense of humor, just like us. But his thoughts is way higher than ours. So, alright, I ain't gonna talk your ear off. Verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it breaketh in pieces, the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. The dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So let me read that again. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it breaketh in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an obligation. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odor unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is, that your God is a God of gods, and the Lord of kings, and the ruler of secrets. Seeing thou couldst reveal this secret, then the king made Daniel a great man. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. So you see, those 3 Hebrew boys that he tried to murder, and God intervened. He set them over the province of Babylon. So you see how magnificent God is. So how can a man oppose God? You know, that's a good question. It's not really a... We already know the answer, but how can... It's like a silly thinker. How can a man oppose God? If you can't even deal with the most powerful man on earth, they're like kids to God, and you want to oppose God, how do you really look? You know what I mean? But anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. The lesson to this is God showed how powerful Nebuchadnezzar is, and how God don't like when you're proud. He like when you're humble. But if you're not humble, he will humble you. It's just that simple. And God showed that his kingdom reign over all kingdoms. So no matter how powerful, God is the one that set it up one and put it down the other. So if God want to exalt you or promote you, he will. God do what he please. And any door he closed, no man can open. Any door he opened for you, no man can even try to close. Because the more they try to stop you, the bigger the blessing. So praise God forever and ever. Blessed be his name. I hope this word was a blessing to y'all. I know I don't really get much views on YouTube, but I speak that God may bless my hands, bless my channel, bless you guys, whoever watch it and support it. And you share the like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think about this beautiful story. And God bless you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your day or the rest of your evening. Peace.